To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.
Hello guys, welcome back to the second chapter of 2019 Northwestern. 2019 Northwestern Province, Paper 2, Business and Accounting Studies, Paper 2. This is second chapter. We did the first question in the previous chapter, and this is the second question of the paper. 2019 Northwestern NW paper. Which paper is this? Is this paper 2? That means the structured paper. Northwestern. Third term. Oh my god, third term. That is the last term of 2019. Paper 2. Right? But today we are not starting the paper. We have actually started. In the last video we did the first question, the compulsory question, the must do question. Now we are down to the second part, which is the business studies part. Yep. So business studies part, you have, as you know, you have 3 questions. Out of 3 you have to choose 2. It's choice time. It's your choice. But I'm going to do all 3 questions. Yeah. So this is the second question. Here we go. You have to answer 2 questions only. Define a business. Well, the everyday question, every day, every paper, everywhere you go, you have this question in our subject, like this is business studies. So this question, it's everywhere. What is a business? In this paper also we have this question. What is a business? What is a business? You have to provide the book definition. As I always tell you, children, I mean, I tell you this, you those who watch my videos on DP, you know, right? I always say, when they ask for a definition, don't provide any definition that you have in your mind or that you think which is correct. Not the answer that you think, that is correct. Not the answer that seems correct, but the answer which is given in your book, in the syllabus. The definition, book definition, should be provided. So memorize these definitions. This is the most simple one. Any activity, right? That's how you start, no? A business is any activity, some say any economic activity. That's correct too. I mean, an economic activity. Yeah, okay. Any activity which is done by humans or which is done, right, to satisfy human needs and wants. That's what the definition says, right? Or there is a bit longer one. Any activity which produces goods. Any activity which produces goods. and provide services. Yeah, in order to satisfy our needs and wants. That's how the businesses are defined. Produces goods and services in order to satisfy needs and wants of humans. Needs and wants of humans. All right, here we go. Humans. Yeah, seems okay. Can you see now? I'm talking about the slide, it's now clear. I'm not blocking your view, right? All right. Second part. Two business objectives. Okay. Two business objectives. What can we say about objectives? Guys, what are your objectives? What are your ambitions in life? No, you gotta have an ambition. You must have an ambition, right? That's individual. That's subjective. Different people have different objectives, goals, right? What do you have in your mind as the purpose? What's your purpose? Right? Different people have different objectives. So objectives are individual. Different individuals have their own objectives, their own goals in their lives, right? They are different to each other, but businesses have a common goal of earning. What is the common goal of any business? Yeah, profits. So write two business objectives. First one, the main objective is earning profits. Earning profits. Earning what? Earning a profit. Earning a profit. Okay. Second, let's talk about the main goals. Main, the main goals. There are two main goals, right? Any business has these two main goals: earning profit and increasing customer satisfaction. Yeah, in your book, these are given very clearly. Increasing customer, don't mind my handwriting, because it takes time. Increasing customer satisfaction. And there are sub-objectives too, like not the main ones, but sub-objectives. These two are main objectives. Increasing customer satisfaction. Yeah. What are the sub-objectives? Who can remember? You. Corner. What can you say about sub-objectives of this? No. You can't say you can't say that. Wait, what did you say? Yeah. You can say, you can write that as a sub-objective. the quality of goods and services. Increasing or improving the quality of goods and services. Yeah, that's true. So that also you can write. Got it? That is also correct. Creating employment opportunities and giving out jobs for the people, that is also correct. Done. These are the two main objectives: earning or maximizing profits and increasing customer satisfaction are the main objectives. Next. Oh, true or false? Very nice. True or false? Yeah. Let's go. In the past, the barter system was used to fulfill human needs and wants. What system? What system? Barter system. What is that system? Well, why you don't know what is barter system? You should know. It's not, like separately given in your syllabus, or sometimes these schools and classes here and there, classes that you go to, sometimes they don't even teach what is barter system, but you should know what is barter system. It's not directly relevant to your syllabus. Like in the textbook, there is no separate part, but in the subject, it's important to learn what is barter system. Get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, barter system, guys. For those who don't know, barter system is the system of exchanging goods and services for other goods and services. Like when there were no money or cash in the ancient past, like long time ago, long time ago, even before the king's era, people used to exchange goods, exchanging their goods and collecting other goods to satisfy their needs and wants. That is barter system. So in the past, barter system was used to fulfill human needs and wants. It's true. It's completely true. It's true. Second, the factory is related to the factor of production, land. Oh, really? No, not really. The factory is a man-made resource. Land means 100% natural resources. So factory is related to the factor of production. Land, no. It's false. Which is used to produce goods and services. No, it's false. It's false. C. The purchaser who purchases goods for the purpose of resale or consume is known as a consumer. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Have to think about it. The purchaser who purchases goods for the purpose of resale or consume is known as a consumer. Well, children, well, if purchasing goods for the purpose of reselling, you can't actually say that guy or that business who is purchasing goods from your business is a final consumer. You can't say. Yeah, so he's a customer of yours, of course. That is true. But consumer means the final consumer. Okay. So, purchaser who purchases goods for the purpose of reselling is known as consumer. No. False. False. The sole proprietorships are getting success because of the individual decisions are taken by the owner himself. Well, that is again something you should think about, right? Sole proprietorships. The sole proprietorships are getting successful because of individual decisions of the owner. Yeah, he can make his own decisions. Decisions are taken by the owner himself. Well, that sounds okay. Sounds okay, right? Because in a partnership, one of the main disadvantages, one of the main disadvantages is when considering the decision making of a partnership business. Yeah, that's right. One of the main disadvantages when considering the decision making of a business, of a partnership business, is disagreements among partners. That is one of the main disadvantages, drawbacks. But that becomes a strength of a sole proprietorship because there are no disagreements in a sole proprietorship because there's only one owner and he's the decision maker. His correct and right decisions in the right time can lead the business to success. So sole proprietorships are getting successful because of the individual decisions are taken by the owner himself. It can be considered as a true statement, but there are other factors too. Okay, there are other factors too. Next, third question. Due to the popularity of the Hela Bojunhala concept in our country these days, a higher demand for instant food can be seen among consumers. This concept was introduced by the Department of Agriculture. Yeah, Hela Bojunhala. It's a restaurant, kind of restaurant, but the name is Hela Bojunhala because they serve most of the time they serve food prepared with ingredients, natural ingredients, food prepared with ingredients which are natural, taken from the local area, natural resources like crops, herbs, blah blah blah, and from those ingredients they make kanda, porridge. You don't know that word? Kanda, kola kanda is called porridge. Yeah, and they serve talapa kurahang and roti and those stuff, kakuluhal, but and those stuff. That is why it's called Hela Bojunhala because of that reason. And it's popular these days. Okay, so a higher demand is there for instant food among consumers. This concept was introduced by the Department of Agriculture. Oh, it's a government project. Department of Agriculture. Yeah, that's what they say. So, state a benefit achieved. State a benefit achieved by the achieved by the Department of Agriculture by launching this Hela Bojun Hala concept. Launching Hela Bojun Hala concept. What is the benefit, you guys? What can you think of as an advantage? Achieved by the Department of Agriculture. Krushikarma department, that's what they say. That's what they call the Department of Agriculture. To that organization, Department of Agriculture, what is a benefit by launching this Hela Bojun Hala restaurant chain? Well, they can promote the local farmers and the local business, agricultural businesses. Yeah, of course, that is one of the main objectives, right? Can promote the local farmers and agriculture, farming and local farmers and agricultural agribusinesses, agricultural businesses, agribusinesses, right? How can this department of agriculture, how can they promote local businesses, agribusinesses with this concept, with Hela Bojun Hala? Why? They buy the goods, the crops from the farmers to supply the food in Hela Bojun Hala. So the farmers can sell their products easily. Yeah. What else? It's a healthy concept or practice. So it promotes the healthy habits, eating habits of the society. Yeah, man. Yes, that's right. You can say that. It promotes or can promote a healthy eating habits, without going and getting packeted, processed fast food from a supermarket, like a instant noodles packet or a cola drink. You can go to a Hela Bojun Hala and get a kurakan roti and a kada glass. What? Nuts? Who can eat those? Well, we eat those in order to keep fit, right? And to have a good healthy lifestyle without inviting a cancer or a diabetes sort of a disease. without inviting those wretched diseases to our life by consuming those unhealthy, packaged and processed fast food. Yeah. You are inviting a wretched disease in your 30s, sometimes even before your 30s, even before you turn 30 years old. Some people have these diseases because they invite these diseases every day to their lives, and they pay for that. They pay money for those. They pay money. සල්ලි වියදම් කරලා ලෙඩ හදාගන්න by consuming this unhealthy food. That's how you invite these diseases, right? Yeah. Arogya parama labha. If you stay fit only, your life can be, you can be happy in your life. If you are a patient, if you are come on man, you get what I'm saying, right? You can't do anything if you are unfit and unhealthy. Can promote healthy eating habits, control your mind and to control your mouth is one of the main policies to have a good, one of the main habits or policies to have a good life. If you don't want a good life, you can go and let your mouth have anything that tastes good. They taste good, but they are not really good for your body. Promote healthy eating habits among people to uplift the what living standards or living of the local community standards. Right. No need to go further, like go far into these things. Benefits are achieved by the Department of Agriculture because normally departments, you know these things, departments are government, state-owned organizations, and they don't actually have a profit motive. Their main objective or the main goal is to provide a service to the society, right? They have they don't have the profit motive most of the time. They have the motive, their main purpose of providing various services to the society. So these are the benefits that they can achieve. Can promote the local farmers and agribusinesses, and can promote healthy eating habits among people, blah blah blah. Next, name 2 parties that are affected by the above concept. Okay. Local community. Well, now if I ask you what is the word, or what is the word? What is the word for parties interested or parties affected by a business? What is the word? Give me one name for the parties who are affected by a business, or parties who are interested in a business. Stakeholders. So 2 stakeholder groups affected by the above concepts. Local community, that is one party. What? Somebody said something? Who? You? Okay. What is that? Yeah, correct. Correct. Local community and as you said, agricultural farmers, agri farmers. Suppliers. Yeah. And local businesses are also affected. Restaurants who are, in the area, they can be affected badly because most of the customers start to go to these restaurants. Other businesses, other restaurants, maybe they they lose their customers. So you can write other restaurants in the area. Okay, that's it. Next question. Susila Semasinghe conducts a business which organizes tours. Now he wants to expand his business and introduce it to the foreigners. Nice reading. Susila Semasinghe conducts a business. This guy is a businessman. I don't know this guy. He must be a nice guy. Which organizes tours. He's having a tour company. What do you call those? Tour organizers. Yeah. A tour, not tourists. Tourists are the tourists, but this guy is a tour organizer. He has a business. Okay. And he organizes tours. Local tours, sometimes foreign tours, Thailand tours, Malaysia tours, like those. Yeah. Likewise. Semasinghe conducts a business which organizes tours. Now he wants to expand his business and introduce the business to the foreigners. Now he's planning to hire some tour guides and organize tours for the foreigners who visit our country, the tourists who visit our country. Lately I have been hearing news about having more and more Russian and European tourists. No. What I'm saying is, in the recent past, lately, there have been more tourists coming into our country from Russia and European region. Good. That's good. Tourism is one of the main income sources of our country. Yeah. So this guy is into tourism. Now he wants to expand this business. Nice. Very nice. Write 2 examples for communication mediums can be used to contact foreigners. Okay, to contact foreigners. What communication mediums can he use? Susila Semasinghe. Mr. Semasinghe. 2 examples for communication mediums. 2 examples. Right. Well, guys, they are not asking for communication mediums. So, stop if you were writing verbal communication, written communication, or electronic communication. Stop. They are not asking for communication mediums. They're asking for examples for communication mediums. So if you wrote, guys, if you wrote electronic communication, okay, that's okay. but write an example for that. Electronic medium sollte examples lernen. Yes. Like what? For foreigners, how can you use electronic mediums? What types of yeah, that's right, very good. Social media, those things you know. Why not? If I ask what type of social media platforms, there you go. Yeah. What types of social media Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp and TikTok and that, then this, and of course those things you know. Electronic mediums such as social media, and these are examples. Okay, these are examples. Social media. What else? Radio, TV is not really suitable for foreigners now. They don't watch or they don't listen to local radio channels. Social media is one of the best platforms. And other websites. Okay, other websites. Good. 2 examples for communication mediums. Another communication medium, well, you can use written. There are 4 mediums for children. There are 4 mediums, communication mediums. Yeah. Verbal, electronic, verbal, written, electronic, and signs and symbols. So written mediums can be used such as what? Magazines. You know, tour magazines. Magazines, tour magazines, such as those things. Next question. State a factor of production of Susila's business and give an example for that. Okay, guys, they're asking for factors of production. There are 4. Again, there are 4. Tell me. You have to know these things, huh? Factors of production. Yeah, what else? I'm asking for these things. Yes. Good. Yes. Land, labor, yeah. Capital, entrepreneurship. Okay. Susila's business, 1 factor of production. You can write land or you can write whatever out of the 4. If you write land, there are very less things, you know, examples, very less examples you can give. There are very less things in this particular business because he conducts a business which organizes tours now. Tours. He's a tour organizer. What things that can be given? What things can be given under land? Well, under land, you should categorize the natural resources only. What sort of natural resources can he use in his business? He's a tour organizer. So you must be very smart when you provide your answers. Yeah. If you write land, what examples can you give? Yeah. Let's not write land. Let's write labor. For labor, you can write examples. Tour guides. Tour guides. Good example, right? Tour guides. Drivers. Drivers. Oh well, yeah, he must use drivers. Who else is gonna drive the foreigners around the country? Huh? You can't use autopilot. He can't use autopilot. He must have drivers. So those labor, under labor, those type of examples can be. Even under capital, you can give examples like vehicles. Vans. Tourists are going in, vans and buses. Vehicles are going under capital. And cash, money which is invested to the business, that is also going under capital. Next question. No, this is done. The next is third. So second question is finished. We'll go to the third. What is a business organization? What is a business organization? Well, we had the same question, right? Did we now? Let's go and see. Go and see. In the second question, also, first part was to define a business. Second question, the first part, to define a business. Right? Second, that means this question that we did just now. The first question, first part was to define a business. Again, in the third question, they are asking the same question. Right? They are asking the same question. No, it's not the same question. That one was to define a business. This one is to define a business organization. Don't write the same definition now. Huh? If you write the same definition, it's incorrect. It's wrong. Don't write any activity which is done to fulfill human needs and wants. It's the same thing which you wrote there. Any activity which produces goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants. You can't write the same thing here. Cannot. This is a business organization. What can you say about a business organization? No, you can't say that. No. Organization is to earn money, profits, to do business. No. Well, you have to start it like this. A business organization. I'll just use short forms. Okay, don't write short forms in your examination. Okay, a business organization is a group of people. A person or a group of people are working together in a business. Working together in a business. To achieve a common goal. To achieve a common goal. There you go. That is a business. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar. No, it's not similar. It's not similar to the previous definition. That was any activity which is done to produce goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants. That is the definition of a business. Any economic activity which is producing goods and services. This is the definition of an organization, business organization. Okay, second one. Write 2 factors that should be considered when selecting an appropriate type of business organization. Write 2 factors that should be considered when selecting a suitable type of business organization. Right. Let's say you are planning to start a business organization. What type of an organization should you start? Have to think about that. Have to think about it. Yeah. Think well about it. You have to think hard. What things should you consider when selecting an organization? Are you going to start a sole proprietorship? Or are you going to start a partnership? Or do you want to be more formal, professional, and if you want to be more, like incorporated, if you want to have an incorporated business which has a legal personality, you must start a private limited company, a limited company. So are you going to start a limited company? What things should you consider? The number of owners. If you are the only person who is intending to start this business and there is no other person who is interested to join this business, you can't. If that is the case, you can't start a partnership. No, you can't start a limited company. So, number of owners. Number of owners. If you are the only one who is planning to start and nobody else wants to join your business and you don't like to work with others, there's only one owner and that is you. So you must start a sole proprietorship, obviously. But if you have a few friends, a couple of friends, you, Udesh and Fazlan, your friends, or you, Kavishka and Jiloshan, then you have a few partners, so you can start a partnership or a limited company. Likewise. 2 factors. Number 1 is this. Number 2, the nature of the business. Nature of the business. Guys, if you are starting a small retail shop, a grocery, you can't. It's ridiculous, no? Like to register a limited company, to register it as a private limited company. If you want to start a small grocery shop to sell homemade food, are you going to start a limited company? No. So nature of the business. But if you are starting a export business, if you are planning to start a let's say dry fish, Carola, Carolas to export Carola, export. That is a kind of a complex process. Maybe to export dried fruits. Have you seen dried fruit? Dried fruit, but they are dried, dehydrated, so they don't get spoiled for months. Packeted, dried, dehydrated fruit. It's a good business. There's a good demand in other countries for our fruit, like pineapples and stuff. So if you're planning to start a exporting business, that is the nature of, if that is the nature of your business, you can't start a sole proprietorship. No, it's difficult to start a sole proprietorship and go on with your business activities. So nature of the business, likewise. Okay, yep. So we can go to the next question, right? Second part. It should be a true or false question. Of course, it's a true or false question. State whether the following statements are true or false. Right. Following statements are true or false. A. Portion of the profits earned by a state corporation will be credited to the consolidated fund of the government. What do you think? A portion of the profits earned by, corporations, state corporations. State corporations, see, state corporations should be credited or transferred to the government consolidated fund. It's true. If you didn't know, children, you must know that state corporations are not, unlike departments, they are not entirely, how can I say that? They're not entirely not for profit, non-profit. Okay, they are not running their businesses, or they are not running their operations completely ignoring profits. They have business operations which make profits. So the profit will be transferred to, portion of the profit will be transferred to the consolidated fund of the government. B. Amount of capital invested in a business is a criteria for recognizing a business as a small and middle scale business according to the Census and Statistics Department. False. In your textbook, these points are given very clearly, right? Cooperative societies are considered as profit-oriented private sector businesses. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? No. Profit-oriented? No. Cooperative societies are considered as non-profit private sector. So that is also false. D. Unit selling price is relatively low is one of the characteristics of a wholesale trade. Well, what do you think? Wholesale, unit selling price, the price of one unit is low. That's true. That is true. No problem. Right? So only one fact here which is not really given in your textbook, this one. The profits of, or profits earned by a state corporation, some of it will be transferred to consolidated fund. That is not actually given in your textbook fully as a point. All the others are clearly given in your textbook. Moving on. Anton Silva, who engages in the textile industry, okay, buys raw materials from one country and sells finished goods to another country. Name 2 types of trades that can be seen in this context and provide examples. Oh, why is this question so easy? Why is it so easy? Anton Silva is the guy, the business owner, maybe the chairman, maybe the CEO. He is doing a textile business, buying raw materials from one country. Okay. So he's buying raw materials. That means the fabrics and materials from one country. Maybe from India, maybe from Pakistan, maybe from Kashmir. Silk and stuff. Silk. Silk. Who doesn't know silk? You don't know silk? Kashmir silk and Kashmir fabrics are rich and very comfortable. So he's buying raw materials from one country and selling the finished goods, that means garments, to another country. So what is this? What is this? Importing and exporting. Buying raw materials or whatever and bringing to our country from another country is importing. And selling the goods or whatever from our country to another country is exporting. Name the 2 types of trades that can be seen. Okay. Import trade and export trade. Import trade and export trade. Oh man, you can give so many examples. For import trade, you can give like thousands, not thousands, millions of examples. It's so depressing to think how many things we import to our country from other countries. Man, we import everything. Mostly from China. From pencils and erasers, from threads and buttons, everything is imported. You can, you know what? I'm not going to write anything. You can write the things that we import. Okay. 2 types of trade I have written here, and provide examples for each. You can write. You can. You know what? You can write it by yourself. And what do we export? We export what? We export tea. We export rubber. We export spices. We export garments like this. Mainly these stuff are exported. We export gems. Yeah. Most of the time, the natural resources of our country we export. And those countries, they make goods, finished goods, and sell back to us. Those are the examples, right? Next question. Last question. What is the most suitable type of account that a businessman can start in order to run his business? Oh man, it's so easy again. What account can a businessman open in order to run his business? Kite? Are there accounts called kite accounts? Come on, man, you know these things, right? Guys, you should know these things. These are the most simple things. Even though you don't study business and accounting, you should know what account is suitable for a businessman. Current account, not kite, current account, a current account. Current account in a commercial bank you should open if you have a business. That is the most suitable. Most suitable type of account. Current account. Sometimes people say demand deposits. Okay, there's another word, another name. Demand deposits. Current accounts or demand deposits. Yep. Demand deposits, yeah. Next, write down a specific of that account. They are asking about characteristics. Okay, they are asking about characteristics. Features. Characteristics, okay. Must be open in a commercial bank, that we know actually. It provides the facility of, current accounts normally the special characteristic is that current accounts provide check facility. Provides the facility of checks. Provides the facility of checks. Yeah. And ODs. OD facility. OD facility. Also provided. Yeah. By current accounts. Okay, done. So this is the last part of the third question, and there's another question, that is question number 4. Question number 2, 3 and 4, but you have to select only 2 questions. Okay, either 2 or 3 or 2 or 4 or 3 or 4 as you wish. So guys, this is the 2019 Northwestern NW paper, third term paper, second paper 2. In that we finished the business studies questions, question number 2 and 3 in this video. Question number 4 we are going to take on in the next video, and I'm going to do another video for the accounting questions. Until then, we'll meet again in the next video. Be good, do your work. Like very limited days remaining for this year O-level examination. Not this year O-level examination, last year examination, which will be held in this year. So do your work. You work when you work. You work when you work. When you work, you work. Don't fool around. When you play, you play. Right? Don't mix up the two, as I always say. Have a good time. See you soon with the next part of this paper. Thank you.
To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.